company, which is taken up from the Latin word com, come together, and penis means that bread or meat. Prospectus, which is given as per the section 32 of the Companies Law. So what are all the factors that are going to come under prospectus? When you write in the examination, you need to get 7 or 8 points which talks about the differences between both the company to the shareholders as well as to the additional dividend based on certain predetermined condition. Good morning and welcome to the model question paper discussion of company law for the 5th semester BBA, where we are going to talk about how the question paper is going to be for the coming examination. Now, moving further, let's directly get into the questions. Some of the most repeated questions that are being asked in the 15 marks is: define a joint stock company, explain the different types of companies. Now, in this, I'm going to look into this factor called as the company, which is taken up from the Latin word com, come together, and penis means that bread or meat. So that's the word company itself. Let's just go directly to the answer. Company means, according to the section 2 of 20 Companies Act 2013, company means a company incorporated or formally registered under this act. So you need to start your answer here with this, where you are going to talk about the section and you are going to tell about how the company is formed and registered, followed by. Now, there have been several people who have defined and displayed about the company law. So as we go by Lord Justice Lindley, who had actually designed and defined it clearly, saying that an association of persons who contribute money or money's worth as a common stock, employ it in some form of trade or business, who share the profit or loss arising from thereon. So this is how we have to talk about the company, followed by. Now, these are the types of company: incorporated, unincorporated, chartered companies, statutory, registered companies, companies which are limited by shares, limited by guarantee, unlimited company, public, private, again under their segmentation. Officially speaking, we do not have unlimited companies these days. So the pretty much restriction is more on public, private, the statutory companies, which are a very, very important part of the understanding towards the company law. Followed by the classification of companies are primarily done as the chartered companies, statutory, registered company, and then which have been limited, again further divided by limited by shares, limited by guarantee, and the unlimited companies. Now, on the basis of on the members, we also have the private company and the public company. On the basis of control, we have the holding company and the subsidiary companies. On the basis of ownership, we talk about the government companies, which have the majority stake there. Non-governmental companies also. We have the Indian companies and the foreign companies also. So all these points need to be mentioned in your exam paper. Now, when we talk about the next question, we're going to talk about the duties and responsibilities of a company auditor and the company secretary also. So then let's talk about the auditor. An auditor is an individual who is appointed to inspect the book of accounts of the company. He is the person who's going to look into the accuracy of transactions here, and therefore the opinion that has been formed from the auditor is of a very great value. Now, duties and responsibilities. The first thing is that he will prepare an audit report, form a negative opinion wherever necessary, make enquiries, lend an assistance, comply with the accounting standards, which is very, very important, reporting of fraud, maintaining the professional code of ethics and standards, assistance in investigation. So all these things are mandatory as we are talking. Followed by define the memorandum of association and clauses. This is a very, very important question which has been asked repeatedly in company law. So as I tell you about this, the preparation, the memorandum of association is the first step in the formation of company. It's a main document on which the company defines the objects, lays down the fundamental conditions which alone the company is allowed to be formed, and it It's a charter of the company. It governs the relationship of the company within the outside world, and it defines the scope of the activities. Its purpose is to enable shareholders, creditors, those who deal with the company, to know how exactly it's permitted in the range of activities. So this is a very, very important topic that we are speaking about. So memorandum of association is like the Bible for the company, where you need to give out all the important points that would actually help the organization in terms of forming the company. So any kind of new transaction, any kind of rules and regulations that you need to be aware about the company before the formation itself has to be signed up at the memorandum. So all the activities that are being prescribed in the company are well within the objects of the company. So everything has to be written in the memorandum of association. Followed by the contents of memorandum, we have the name clause, registered office clause, the object clause, capital clause, liability association. When you write this paper, please be very careful. Being a company law paper, all these points have to be mentioned exactly in the same manner. Please do not write on your own. Being a company law paper, there are certain prescribed standards and methodology in which you write. So this is mandatory in the way how you have to follow it as exactly given there. Followed by, now when we talk about the legal provisions relating to a company meeting, which has been given here, now that is also an important question where we're going to talk about what are the legal provisions in terms of the annual general meeting. The first annual general meeting has to be done well within the period of 9 months from the date of incorporation. However, not more than 9 months from the close of the financial year. Then we talk about the subsequent meeting followed by the extension of time. Now we are also talking about the different kinds of meeting that goes on an annual basis here. Then the business to business transacted every year on the annual general meeting. Followed by, we are going to talk about what are the important things that are going to be discussed in the AGM. We're going to talk about annual accounts, declaration of dividend, appointment of directors, place of retiring, appointment and fixing of the remuneration, the ordinary business that has been transacted. So every single activity that the company has performed in the last year has to be given out as a report in the annual general meeting. Followed by the special business, where we are talking about an ordinary business treated as special business, the annual general meeting, all the material factors, in particular the nature and concern of the interest, statement, also the state of time, the items constituting the special business. All these factors have to be told very, very clearly, because all these factors matter a lot in terms of the meeting. Followed by the default in shareholding meeting, as mentioned here, the annual general meeting, how every officer actually have to follow up the protocol, the key management personnel's participation and whatever that has to be continued. And suppose if the company is not been doing it, there's a default further fine of up to 2,500 rupees that gets accumulated on a daily basis. Now, the next one here is that who is a member and what are the methods of acquiring the membership in the organization. Very important here. Member is the company's owner under which the name is registered. A person becomes an important member or a shareholder of the company in following ways: subscribing to the memorandum of association, agreeing to take up the qualification of shares, followed by the transfer of share, application in allotment, succession, which comes into picture, estoppel. This word is very, very important. By estoppel, which means knowingly permitting the name to be registered in the account. Now, we'll move on to the second part. That's the part B, where we're talking about the 10 markers, starting with prospectus, state its contents. You're going to write any 3 questions here. So the first one is prospectus, which is given as per the section 32 of the company's law. So what are all the factors that are going to come under prospectus? Starting with the name and address of the registered office, the company secretary, chief financial officer, all the important persons, the statement by the board of directors, details about the underwriting clause and whatever the issues, consent of the directors, the authority of the issue procedure and time schedule, capital structure of the company, all these factors have to be there, followed by the other activities like the main objects of public offer, present business, management perception, the deadlines that have done, if there is any litigation that has been followed or any legal action has to be given out in the prospectus. And we also are going to give about the minimum subscription, details of the directors, disclosures in such a manner. All these prescribed factors are mandatory in terms of understanding. Now let's go on to the word called as company secretary, a very important question in this examination. Who is a company secretary and what are his roles altogether? So when we go here, company secretary means a person who is defined as per the clause subsection C, which has been given here, and as per the Company Secretary Act, to report on to the board about the compliance with the provisions of the act that has been provided, the rules thereunder, and to ensure that the company complies with the applicable secretarial standards altogether, to the discharge such that the duties might be prescribed altogether. So all these functions are very, very important for all of us. Followed by the powers of the company secretary. So to power to call for information, conduct of inspection and inquiry, report on inspection made, search and seizure, investigation into the affairs of the company, establishment of serious fraud investigation officer, investigation into the affairs of the company and into the any other cases altogether. So all these factors are very, very important for us. Followed by the differences between a public company and a private company, very, very important. So the listing of shares, the minimum capital factor, members count, the prospectus, all these things are an important point in your examination. So we are going to talk about, in the case of public company, it has to be listed. There has to be the minimum paid up share company. There is no minimum or a maximum number in terms, where there's no maximum number of people who can be on the numbers on the member board altogether. But there in private, it's very, very important that you can have only a selective number and you can issue the prospectus. You cannot issue prospectus there. Followed by the share transfer, the public disclosure, the funding and the director. So you're able to see that we are going to get about 8 different points here which has to be written for a 10 markers. In fact, we have about 10 points, but at least when you write in the examination, you need to get 7 or 8 points which talks about the differences between both the companies. Followed by, now when we are going to talk about state the circumstances under which the corporate wheel might be lifted, please pay attention here to the word wheel. It is not W-H-E-E-L, it is V-E-I-L. So what is this wheel all about? The term corporate wheel means that in the eyes of law, company is a separate legal entity distinct from its member. So there needs to be a line of demarcation. The mistake done by the directors cannot be put on the company. So if there is anybody who has done a mistake and trying to put the blame on the company, the corporate wheel will be pierced by the government in order to understand who has done that mistake. Is it on the company or is it on the individual? That's what we mean by understanding of corporate wheel. Now, the circumstances where we are going to talk about, now every time you don't have to remember about the sections. Well, if you know about it, it is well and good. But then if you do not know, at least the concept is mandatory. Section 210, 212 and 213, investigating about the affairs of the company, investigation of ownership of the company, misrepresentation of the prospectus, failure to return the application of money. All those factors are important. Now, the description of the name, the directors, unlimited liability, all these factors have to be mentioned. And now we are coming on to the 5 marks question, which is also a very, very important part here. We're going to write a short note on agenda. The statement of the business to be transacted at the general meeting should be given. The notice time period in terms of the special business explanatory statement, all should be attached about it. Then when we talk about the statutory meeting, it is also similar to that of a general meeting. But then a statutory meeting is the first meeting of the shareholders of the public company once in a lifetime. Now, image source which has been given here. Now, we can see that many a times there are factors which are being spoken about, why a statutory meeting has to be conducted and how it has to be conducted. All those factors have to be given out very, very clearly in terms of the meeting. Statutory is something which is mandatory for the organization to happen at any given point of time. So it is highly important for the company to conduct the statutory. Followed by write a short note again on the articles of association, the same part where you are conducting with the, when we are talking about the memorandum and the articles. Now, articles can be altered from time to time, but memorandum cannot be done. So you have to bring in that point when you are writing this particular answer. Followed by the write a note on Salomon versus Salomon Company Limited. It's a very famous case which talks about the facts of how the business actually was getting run by this company. Now, if you see here, it was incorporated with the family members and everything. And what happened is that when it has to be having a distinct name, you cannot have the owner name and the company name to be on the same thing. So Salomon's personal debt and the company's debt are two different factors. So again, we are revisiting the concept of company being a separate legal entity as far as possible. So that's why this is very, very important case as far as possible here. Followed by whether, now when we talk about this legal entity, you need to understand that the Doctrine of Company Act in 1862 also gave out very clearly that individually the company is different and the owner is different. Now, the next one that we are seeing is that write a short note on participating preference shares. Now, this is also a new concept that you have to learn. Participating preference shares, which means that preferred stock that gives the holder the right to receive dividends equal to the customary rate, specified rate that the preferred dividends are being paid to the shareholders, as well as to the additional dividend based on certain predetermined condition. Participating preferred stock can also have a liquidating preferences upon the liquidation event at any given point of time. With this, we come to the end of the paper review. I hope and believe that you will be able to do the exam well with this model question paper review. I wish all of you all the best in terms of writing the company law paper. Thank you once again for joining me today on this wonderful session.